Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we'll be setting up our horizontal planners for the next week of July. I've got some washi tape here ready to go, as well as a pen that I may or may not use. Got some sticker sheets and these sticker books which I pulled from. Today we are going to be doing the fourth week of the Planable challenge that me and Catherine over at Planagram on Instagram are hosting. This is a color challenge, so I'm going to pick 2 colors to work with. If you'd like to join in, go ahead and post your spreads up on Instagram under the hashtag Planable July 2020 and share your spreads with us. We'd love to see what you guys come up with. Okay, so like I said, this week is the 2-color challenge, and my 2 colors I decided on are, I was gonna say pink, but these flamingos aren't quite pink. They're more red than pink when you look at them, and they're not quite coral because they're a little bit deeper than that color, so we'll just go with flamingo color and black. And I really have not figured out what I'm going to do for this spread. This is going to be a long video. I know some of you guys like that, some of you don't. It just took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do. I had these somewhat awkward flamingos that don't quite, I don't know, they're just not an easy thing to use because you need to see their whole bodies to understand what they are, and I don't know. So I thought maybe I could do something kind of in a perspective, but that didn't look quite right. And then I thought, well, maybe I could do like a staggering thing and you know, shuffle them around. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. So we'll just figure it out as we go, and you guys can kind of see my process. In the end, when I started putting them down at the bottom, I started feeling a little bit better about it. It felt a little more natural. And so I started leaning towards that, and then I started pulling the little guys together and kind of centering the flamingos on each page at the bottom. That's where I finally ended up, and then I thought I would do more of a mid-page spread where pretty much all of the decor will go down the center of each side and put my functional items on the opposite sides of each page, so like going back and forth. That turned out pretty good. So I had the flamingos for the bottom, and then I needed something to kind of carry things up through the page, and that's where the struggles sort of began. I didn't really struggle, I just wasn't finding anything that I felt comfortable with, that I really liked. So there's a lot of me trying what I pulled, the stickers that I pulled, and trying to make that feel right. And then, I don't know, and then I go into my books. I'm going to need to go into my sticker books and try to find something that I like better, and I cut up quotes, and I just do a lot to finally get to the end result. And it really wasn't that dramatic of a change, so you know, it's how it goes sometimes. I pretty much worked on this guy start to finish about an hour and a half, which is a longer time segment that I'm used to for doing spreads, so I was a little bit over it near the end, but I think it came out cute. I do like the end result. So here's me just trying to figure out something else other than the circles that might work, and looking for black quotes that will tie to the color scheme. And also I wanted the font to not look too different. I wanted the fonts to kind of coincide. And that's part of my A-type personality, where I always want things to look super matched and not look like they're mismatched in any way. So it's kind of a problem. But yeah, so anyway, so I'm going through my big sticker book because it has a lot of those quotes in it, and they tend to have a similar style of writing for the most part, so I figured I could find something that I would like. That is one thing that I like about the big sticker book, is that there tends to be a cohesiveness throughout the entire book, so things can kind of go together from different color schemes. And I think right at this point, I was still trying to find something in red and that softer pink that kind of ties together with the flamingo pink, and find another quote similar that would work on the right-hand side of the page. I kind of gave up on that eventually and just wanted just black, straight up black. I find a few quotes that could work, but again, they go back and forth. And I wanted that styling to have the same feel, so I wanted the writing to look similar, which was more challenging than I thought. I'm even going into my old sticker stash just in case there's some quote in there that I forgot about, or just, yeah, I really went through all the books I could think of trying to find what I thought I wanted, and I think it was a bit of, I don't know, a wild goose chase, and it didn't really amount to anything spectacular, unfortunately. And sometimes that happens. It also kind of made me realize I need to go get more stickers. I'm starting to get low on some of my favorite things, like the bigger quotes or just like the big decor items. I've really used a lot of that up. All that's left are these little tiny pieces of themes, which doesn't work. Going to design a spread without some big, bold decor for me is like, ugh, this is too much. I need to have something to ground the spread. And that's a tip for you guys too. If you are kind of new to this or you still haven't found your groove, highly recommend finding stickers that are big and decor based, like images or big quotes that draw your attention. Not things like with writing on it or more functional stickers. I'm talking about things like the flamingos, because trying to piece together a spread with just tiny little things is almost impossible to create a really great spread. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking of theming your spread. Big, bold decor, and then fill in around it. I decided to take a break from trying to figure out that whole middle section and just start laying in those functional items that I pulled for the spread. I grabbed these boxes from the new monthly colorful boxes since I had enough of each of the two colors to fill. It's not my favorite with the corners knocked off, but I think it still works. It gives a little bit of interest with the corners off, but I do tend to either like it to be a full square or full circle. These are made specifically for monthly spreads so that it doesn't cover up the number. That's why the corner is knocked off like that. It's all I had in my stash that would work. I've pretty much exhausted most of my colorful boxes as well, so it's another sticker book I really need to refill. So I started laying in the stuff I'd pulled, and I went back to that middle section trying to find some quotes that will work. And I just keep going back and forth on what I like or what I'm looking for. And I thought that maybe that radiate positivity would work, but it has this hot pink side that gradiates to the red, flamingo pink red, and that didn't look right, and it introduced a new color feel to it. So I went back to black, and I just decided just stick with black all the way and see what I could find. So I'm going back to that big book that has a lot of the quotes and they're all similar. So I'm hoping I can find something that's an all black quote that I can use. I'm also thinking as I'm going through here that something maybe that I can trim around or trim up to kind of feel balanced with the U rock would work okay. So I pulled that Be Kind to You, and I thought I could take out all the silver around it and just use the black. That was one option. I also thought, well, maybe I could pull one with some of these like orangey red tones, but no. It really took me a while to settle on something. And again, I feel like I should have just stuck with what I had in the beginning. It would have been simpler and not taken so much time, but I just wasn't happy with it to start. So sometimes you move things around, try to make things happen. I even cut up this quote. Thought, well, maybe I can pull these two in, make it work. And cutting up this quote. And yeah, it's all kind of for naught. I ended up not using either of those cut quotes that I pulled. So I grabbed that Good Vibes, and I felt like the writing was very similar to the You Rock. And I liked that they had that similar weight and feel and look. So kind of felt like, okay, maybe we'll just go with that and get rid of the other quotes that I wasn't quite feeling as much. And then I was like, do they have any more circle stickers in this big sticker book? And they didn't. That one really big one came out of the Happy Quotes sticker book. The other ones are smaller than that, so I had one other one in that corally red color in my Color Story big sticker book. So thankfully I had that and I could get that balance I was going for. And I'm just trying to use some of those stickers I pulled, trying to bring in the color scheme. A lot of those little circles, especially the clear ones, came from the adulting little booklet I have. That one is a really cute booklet. I've used it quite a bit actually, and it was just the right amount for me as far as the stickers, because they're kind of sassy stickers, which I don't really have a lot of sass in my planner, but sometimes it's fun to add something, you know, snarky. That little booklet was just the right amount of stickers for me, and I use it occasionally in the right places. So I was going to try to tackle my washi tape, because I pulled all this washi tape that I thought I was going to use in a different way, but you guys know I struggle with my washi tape, and it just isn't something that comes natural when it comes to building a spread or where to put the washi. So that's another thing that took a while for me to decide on what I wanted to do. I went into, I think that's my Planner Basic sticker book for the checklist bullets or dots. Again, kind of limited to what I had on hand. I didn't want to use asterisks, and so I was really wanting something that has strong feels of the colors, so I used those circles, and thankfully they had them in hearts, both types, so that they kind of matched. I didn't have to do stars or something weird. And here I'm just playing around with those circles again, trying to find some good feels. This is that little adulting book I was just talking about. And I'm really wanting to see it all together, see how I'm liking it so far, and so I can fine tune it. Normally I would just wait and put those checklist dots at the very end where they go on the spread, not on the wax paper, but I just really wanted to get a sense of how everything was fitting together before I committed anything to paper. So here's where I start to try to figure out the washi situation. So originally I was thinking to put just that kind of red confetti washi along the top, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll put it on the sides because it's a little bit thicker than the black, and then use maybe the black on the bottom. And then I went back to maybe the black on the sides and the confetti still at the top and maybe on the bottom too. I was using it at this point thinking it would be more of like a border. And that was just because I didn't know how best to lay it into the spread as it was. So I'm just using the scraps that I've done and putting them around the spread, just trying to see how things feel. I think it would have looked good if I had stuck with the black lined washi along the bottom and the confetti along the top. But I didn't go that route. I decided I wanted something a little bit more interesting to look at in the heart of the spread. So that's when I start to try to figure out maybe doing some washi layering over the boxes might work. So here I'm just trying things out. I think that this is probably the way I'm going to go, layering the washi using the lighter washi in the back and then the black line washi on top, just because the other one's a little bit thicker. Hopefully I'm leaving myself enough room on each of these boxes to actually write the focus of the day, whatever it may be. The boxes are pretty big though, so I should be okay. And I do think it kind of helps camouflage those corners a little bit in some areas. Might be overkill too. That's something that I probably could use a masterclass on, is washi tape layering in a spread. Just trying to see if there's anything else add in here, maybe to make it just a little bit cuter. Oh, that's adorable. They're just a little too big. So let me see if I have some smaller ones in my mini version of the Planner Basics. And I do. Oh, that just brings me joy. I love sticking like clothing and stuff on the animal stickers. I don't know why, but it's just fun. Thought it might be cute to add a little something extra up here with this sticker, just kind of make a little collage of 3, which always tends to look better than just 1 or 2. But I couldn't really find what I wanted for that space. I told you guys this one was a long one. I think I just yawned. And I ended up doing all of this all in one day. So like I did spread, I'm voicing it, I'm gonna try to edit it and post it for tomorrow. We'll see. I'm pretty exhausted already though. This one might go up a little late. So I'm laying in those bigger items first, just so I can make sure that the flamingos and everything fit in perfectly between them. I only estimated their positioning on the spread, so when I'm actually putting on the paper, I'm trying to be a little bit more careful, making sure that I give myself the right amount of room to actually write things down and make it useful. And then I almost forgot, started sticking stuff down, and then I was like, oh yeah, I need to white out behind the flamingo so that she looks cute. And I'm gonna lay in this quote. Leave a little bit of room for the hearts here. I think I'm gonna need to white out the background behind it so it sticks out. And I was gonna kind of bring those checkpoint bullets in, but I think that it would be better to keep everything in line. Again, starting with those bigger items so that I can position things well within the spread. I really like adding a little bit of pattern to a spread. I just think it looks so much more interesting. So just that little bit of washi tape really helps, you know, just bring up the interest factor. And I like to have the flamingos on top of things, or anytime it's like some animal, or like a squad girl or whatever it is, if it's something that should be standing on something, I like to have something solid for it to stand on. That's just me. It doesn't have to be that way, but it makes it feel, I think, a little bit more natural. Just going to add some washi tape up here. Just give a little bit more pattern and interest. And once I get this washi tape laid in, we will be done, friends. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.